Stugotz, I want to make fun of Keith Olbermann for screaming at clouds because I really don't want, with my sports conversation, how are these major league teams going to ensure this in the future? Like, it's not why I want to watch sports, but
well,
I do.
Somebody think of the insurers.
That wasn't even his worst tweet. The worst tweet was the one that said, "First Freddie Freeman, now Edwin Diaz. The World Baseball Classic is a meaningless exhibition series designed to get you to buy another uniform, to hell with the real season, and split up teammates based on where their grandmothers got laid."
Can we just ignore Oberman on this? This is so off.
Yes.
I have not seen this much, like, from my baseball friends out there. They're talking about this way more than any World Series like baseball fans, American and non-American, love this thing.
But
Everybody's
are we
into
being
this.
myopic based on where we are? We're in Miami.
No.
No? You don't think so?
My conversations about this are outside of Miami.
Okay.
Like, a lot of sports fans that I talk to on a daily basis are watching it, or at least interested in what's going on.
It is interesting where you're having players say, I'd rather win this than win a World Series. Like, there is a conundrum here where Major League Baseball, first off, the timing of it is ridiculous to do it right before the season starts because you've had 3 major injuries that are going to impact 3 teams that are contending. That's a fine.
That's yours.
That's not
No,
mine.
that was me. That was me.
Oh,
I had the board up, and I was trying to find ratings for the World Baseball Classic for you guys.
Stugotz, Paul George.
It's $10, by the way.
Paul George had a catastrophic injury playing for U.S. basketball.
No. And Mark Cuban has railed against it for years about his players playing in the Olympics. Doesn't want it. And so, but you have this thing that's immensely popular, that the fans seem to love, that the players seem to love, yet their paychecks are coming from playing in the major leagues, and now you have 3 teams who have been severely impacted by major injuries to key players playing in what is an exhibition.
Well,
I mean, they're not getting paid for it.
Edwin Diaz wasn't playing. He was celebrating.
That's the funny thing. I know.
Celebrating winning on the mound.
But he'll never, he wouldn't celebrate winning a regular season game like that. If they clinch the playoffs.
Have you seen his entrance?
But it's a slow trot.
I know.
It's a slow trot. There's no risk in the entrance.
Let's talk for a second, though, because we mentioned the Dominican team was eliminated early. These are all the all-star teams for countries except for Cuba, which has to play its minor leaguers because the defectors are over in the major leagues. Their best players, like Randy Arozarena, is out there playing for Mexico, which, Stugotz, I want you to think about what I'm about to say for a second. Randy Arozarena, who I believe every time he bats, he's going to get a hit. He's going to hit the ball hard somewhere every time I see him bat. He's a great Cuban baseball player. He has dominated a World Series. He made a catch for Mexico and said it was bigger, a catch, than a World Series home run. Again, he's not Mexican. He asked the president of Mexico for citizenship for a day because Mexico was part of his story when he defected, getting from Cuba. He played for Mexican teams very cheap to get to the major leagues. But Trey Turner is saying, Stugotz, the United States team, this isn't about even Latin stuff. He's saying he's never heard a sound in his life like the sound he heard when he hit a grand slam, and that it's the best moment of his baseball life. But Oberman's not wrong that these teams cannot be happy that they are paying these players millions of dollars. And if you amp up the emotions, I don't know about you guys, but I think it's more likely that someone gets hurt if we're playing at the height of emotion than if we're just playing spring training baseball and we're not that interested in winning the game. We're just trying to do sort of a warm-up.
No one's really trying.
A warm-up to the season. I mean, people are trying. People are trying to win jobs, and you're playing against guys who are trying to win a livelihood. But
this feels like Game 7 World Series, like every single night. I understand your point.
It's ridiculous to watch this
bigger
thing grow emotionally with the players, and I can't believe how many of them are saying that the World Series pales compared to what amounts to a Baseball Hall of Fame game, what amounts to an exhibition.
Brandon Nimmo of the Mets didn't play in the World Baseball Classic because he was like, hey, I got to focus. I don't want to get injured. And then he got injured in spring training. Like, what are we doing here? Like, they're just playing, they're getting their work in. There's pitch limits on these. The MLB kind of oversees this tournament. Like, this is This is far different than even the World Cup. There's more risk, I feel like.
But at least he got injured doing something for the team that is paying his paycheck. That's the problem.
These teams just have to deal with this. There are competitions outside of your league. Like this,
I'm not arguing. I know
it's
a conundrum. Like I'm not arguing. Right. It's popular. The players love it. The fans love it. Not arguing. But if you were an owner, if you own the Mets or the Braves or one of these teams, you would be upset.
The other thing too is injuries are random, right? Anything could happen at any time. The Edwin Diaz thing, jumping on the mound, tearing his patellar tendon, like that could have happened at any point. He could have been getting out of bed and done it.
It would not have happened during the celebration of a spring training victory.
He wouldn't have been celebrating, Dan.
Or
That's
a
what it
regular
is.
season game until at least September. But to like Major League Baseball is overseeing this competition. Theoretically, the revenue generated from this competition goes into a pot that ultimately goes and gets distributed to players. So in some ways, this competition is paying for part of salaries, but as much as there are people that are saying, oh, well, somebody think of the baseball teams. I don't care. Yeah. I don't care about the outcome of the Mets season. I'm not going to watch most regular season baseball games. As a fan, I'm consuming this way more. I care about this way more. And yeah, if there's some collateral damage to the baseball season, I don't care. So, as far as I'm concerned, will somebody think of the baseball teams is not a concern for me.
And that's exactly the point, right? Major League Baseball oversees this event. This is just increasing the popularity of baseball. More people are watching this sport than any time I can remember in recent memory. This is the most popular baseball has been, and it's in large part because you're seeing the personalities of these players. You're seeing guys who care in March in a time where, look, the NBA and the NFL doesn't really exist. The NBA is not at the playoffs yet. This is the perfect time for baseball to capitalize.
The NFL doesn't exist. What is he talking
Sorry,
about?
Brandon Cook signed it.
Take it back.
Who said that?
Take it
I
back
apologize.
right now.
I'll walk back into the shadows.
What are you
Excellent.
talking about?
Yeah.
Go sit in the penalty box.
doesn't
It's a dead time of year.
Miles
says
Sanders to the
guy
Panthers. What are
talking
they
about a
doing over
tournament
there?
During March Madness.
Brandon Cooks was traded. What are you talking about?
Oh,
You
a
fool.
piece. I mean,
It is interesting, and I think I can say this because it's a weird thing to say. I feel like the increase of attention on the World Baseball Classic is solely because there's a commotion in the stands. There are a bunch of people banging on frying pans, and a whole bunch of people are saying, wait a minute. This isn't what baseball is to me. Why is that reliever tearing off his jersey like a wrestler because he's excited? Baseball, the World Baseball Classic is basically just baseball without all of the repressions, like all of the emotional repressions. And people are like, what is this fun thing, noisy thing over here?
Wait, baseball can be fun? Holy shit! Baseball can be fun.
They're not going to play 162 games. Oh, I can pay attention for a couple weeks.
That's part
That
of it,
honestly
too.
is part of it.
Yes.
It's like, wait a minute, this is all going to be done in a couple weeks? I'm into this.
There's 7 games? I'm in.
sprints. Yeah.
Minimal investment. I'm down for that. It's over on Tuesday.
I will snort some exhibition baseball with vuvuzelas. Okay, fine. No problem.
I saw some guy on TikTok that basically went through, if you go to any country or any region in the world, baseball's fun. In Korea, baseball's fun. In Japan, baseball is fun. In Mexico, baseball is fun. In the Caribbean, baseball is fun. The World Baseball Classic is fun. The only place where baseball is not fun is Major League Baseball.
We're trying to speed it up because it's so boring.
Right.
Let's get it over with.
Well, I'm saying our solution to the lack of fun is to like put an organist in the middle of
Make
it.
less of it
And
right
have
now.
Everybody clap your hands. And da-na-na-na-na-na. Like that's Major League Baseball's answer to the World Baseball
I mean, that one,
Classic.
everybody clap your hand.
But do they even do that at baseball games? I think that might be too exciting for baseball.
Yeah, that is true.
Too much culture.